5/25/2021. It is 9 a.m. and we are in the Village Hall Auditorium. Madam Clerk, would you take the roll, please?
Trustee Mallow.
Here.
Trustee Stalker.
Here.
Trustee Olenichuk is opting to participate by phone. Trustee Desmond.
Here.
Trustee Phelan.
Here.
Trustee Pembroke is absent.
We have a motion to allow Trustee Olenichuk to participate in this second. Paul Mallow, second.
So moved. So somebody needs to move. I move.
Okay.
So moved. Okay.
Second.
Bud Stalker is a second. Trustee Stalker.
Okay.
Do we have any public comments?
Yes.
Madam
Take the form.
We have to take discussion on Alex and Cole.
Oh, okay.
Ask for a vote for Alex.
Clerk?
Trustee
Any
Mallow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, a
Yes.
motion to approve. We already did that. Let's do a roll call.
Trustee
Yes.
Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Phelan.
Yes. Alex, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Very well. Thank you. All right. Any public comments?
We have the pledge.
Pledge.
Oh, pledge
Oh, we'll
of
do that first. I'm sorry. First meeting. Please join us in the pledge. All veterans may salute. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any public comments? Hearing none?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Mike, you're on the agenda. You can speak when we call it.
Yeah, I see that number 6 there. Thanks, Terry.
Okay. Any other public comments?
Yes,
Yes. Just state your name and are you an Oaklawn resident?
yes. Good morning, Village Board and Village officials. My name is Amanda Altenning, and I am an Oaklawn resident. And the reason that I wanted to make a public comment was in regards to the Dunkin' Donuts development that is on the consent agenda for today. We have a matter for our block that is adjacent to it. We are very pleased and happy that the petitioner has come up with a wonderful plan, and we're thrilled that the Dunkin' will be going in at that location. The one thing that we still have a concern over is the death of the prior administration and prior village officials had promised that 50th Court would be walled off. And that hasn't happened. So we wanted to bring this up to the full board and explain that there are 4 main reasons that we are hoping that the village will honor that agreement with the residents that was made basically back in 2017 and 2018. And there are 4 main reasons. The first is the noise and light reduction. The second is trash and litter reduction. The third is safety. And the fourth is just general overall aesthetics. We know that having a wall at the end of 50th Court will reduce the noise significantly, especially for the residents who are immediately the first 2 or 3 houses on the north of the block where this street is going. And then secondly, trash reduction. We know that businesses, restaurants generate waste and people are not always considerate, and they tend to just throw their wrappers on the ground. And we know that a wall would prevent those from blowing basically all the way down our block, littering everything in its path. And we know that the petitioner for the Dunkin', they are putting up waste baskets everywhere, but people are people, and sometimes the trash doesn't always end up where it should be. So a wall would prevent that from just coming down the street and making the rest of the block look very bad. The third reason is safety. And we have seen so many trucks and SUVs, even village vehicles, come to the end of the block, and instead of turning around at the cul-de-sac, they just go right over the curb, right over the sidewalk, right over the curb on the other side onto Museum Drive. And we have a lot of children in our block. We have pets walking. It's just not safe. And something like a wall would be an absolute barrier to keep people from just driving straight on through. And finally, the fourth reason, aesthetics, I think is in the village's best interests. This Museum Drive is supposed to be the main entrance to Patriot Station and this development. And having a nice wall that lines the street. It's not something that can die off like shrubbery or trees. It's not something that you need to water. It's a...
3 minutes.
I see my time is up.
And your 3 minutes are up.
Yes, so we think that it would be in the village's best interest to honor this previous agreement with the residents and put up that wall. So that's what we are requesting, is that the village put up the wall at the end of the village.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All legitimate concerns, we'll look into that. All right, we move on to the conflict of interest
There's
disclosure.
another public comment.
Oh, we do? Okay, I'm sorry. Did we get a sign-in sheet on this?
It's,
We signed the sheet.
Okay.
My name is Rhonda Farrell, 9518 50th Court. I'm a direct neighbor that's going to, right next to the Dunkin' Donuts that is being put up. We've attended almost every meeting that there is about this development. We're not against the development. We're glad that there's agreement there. But going back to the previous meetings, we have documentation that this wall was agreed upon, that it was supposed to go across the cul-de-sac. It was supposed to say, "Welcome to Patriot Station," as you turn in. The wall that was supposed to go across my yard ends mid of my front yard. The amount of litter that we've encountered just with the vacant lot off 95th Street coming into our property. Also, there was an electric post put in that inhibits my access and regress in my back alley. It could have been placed at least 4 or 5 feet out, but this is the first season in 22 years I've lived there that I couldn't use my garage. I believe there are legitimate concerns for safety, for the residents, to live up to the agreement that was already discussed. We've dealt being a direct neighbor with this construction, with the old house that was there, squatters, raccoons, vermin. I believe that the wall will stop all that. We're not against the development of Oak Lawn, but we are stating that we would like the agreements that are made with the residents to be fulfilled.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to conflict disclosure. Is there anybody on this board that has a conflict with any of the issues on the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on to the Blue Ribbon Walk, Saturday, June
we need
5th.
approval of the meeting minutes.
Okay, I need a motion for approval of the regular meeting minutes of 2021-09.
So moved.
A second. Trustee Stalker, 1. Trustee Phelan, 2.
Trustee
Call the vote.
Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Phelan.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, we'll move on to the Blue Ribbon Walk on Saturday, June 5th, 2021. I believe we have the organizer of that walk here with us today. You've been doing this for a number of years. Would you like to step up and explain what you want here?
Yeah. My name is Mike Surf. I've been organizing the Blue Ribbon Walk for, this will be the 7th year. Last year we skipped it because of the pandemic, but, so I just thanks for having me here, just to explain a little bit what we're doing and why I do this. So about 7 years ago, with all the negative publicity, as I mentioned every time I came up here and spoke about it, the police have got a lot of negative publicity, and that's why I stepped up and said, let's do something to support them. Let's show that there are people out here that appreciate what you guys do. Thank you for protecting our citizens and our neighborhoods, and so also with the police and fire, our first responders. So basically what we're doing is we're meeting out at Lakeshore Park at 11 o'clock. I'll be there a little earlier. We'll start gathering at Lakeshore Park about 11 o'clock. We've got some activities kind of going on. We got the Oak Lawn Raiders. They're going to come out and cook. We got plenty of food. So we've got so many people that stepped up: hamburgers, hot dogs, sausage. Plenty of sponsors coming out. Country Financial is a company that I work for. They've donated money to the Oak Lawn Police Fund before. I'm working on something with them right now. Going to do the paperwork to see if also they'll give money for that if they've done in the past. We'll have some back the blue hats. I wanted to bring one. I think you guys have seen them before, but back the blue. So just to let the people that are out there working so hard to protect our neighborhoods know that there are people that support you, and not everybody from what they're doing here. You know, we're having a tough time in this country right now, and so just God bless you guys for doing that. So that's basically what we're doing. So at noon, the walk will take off. We've got the color guards from the VFW coming out that'll start us off. We've got some people that'll come out and sing. We're kind of working on some of the logistics for that right now. And but I think it'll be a great day, so hope for some nice weather. And we'll just do a walk a mile in these guys' shoes and show them that we support them.
Thank you, Mike. It's a wonderful job you do for our police department with this memorial. I've been attending them since the very beginning, and I will be there.
Sounds
okay,
good.
For this one.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, move on to new business by trustees. District 1?
Thank you, Mayor. I have no new business.
District 2? Alex?
I have no new business.
District 3?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do only have one thing this morning. It's in regards to the 4th of July parade. Just want to remind our residents that the July 4th parade will be held on Saturday, July 3rd. Kickoff will be at 4 p.m., so lining the streets at 3 o'clock for that kickoff at 3 p.m. or at 4 p.m. will be most ideal. So, and the extension of the parade will instead of it starting at 51st Avenue, which it normally does, west side of the tracks, it'll be on the east side of the tracks at the Fifth Third campus. I just want to let residents know that it will be extended from there to Primo's where it normally would end. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Malin. Thank you for your work on this parade. It's only grown over the years, and I think moving it to the evening, July 3rd, will probably entice more people to come out. Thank you. District 4?
No new business, Mayor.
Okay. District 5?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
And District 6? Thank you. We'll move on to the manager's report.
No report, Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, number 9 is the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine and have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Trustees and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Do I have an motion?
Motion approved.
You have to read them first, Terry.
Sorry, what?
You have to read them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I thought that was fast.
Yeah, well, we might make it as fast as we can.
Skipping.
All right, a request to approve the Traffic and Safety Commission referral for a three-way stop sign to regulate the intersection of 99th Street and 55th Avenue. This was TC 1284-SS, a 7-0 vote. Village of Oaklawn is the petitioner. Number B, ordinance 2110-45, an ordinance granting certain traffic regulations installing of that three-way stop sign to regulate the intersection of 99th and 55th. A request to approve the variation for parking, variation, landscaping, and setback variations for 9500 South 50th Court. Amin Pajawi is the petitioner, and D is an ordinance to improve that setback. E is a request to approve a rezoning from O Office to C2 General Service Commercial, 9600 South Pulaski Road, 96th and Pulaski, LLC petitioner, 3-1 vote from our commission. F is an ordinance to approve that. G is an ordinance amending certain sections of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article B, entitled Rates and Charges of the Oaklawn Village Code. And H is a motion to approve the cancellation of the last meeting in June the 22nd, July 27th, and August 24th of the Board of Trustees regular meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Trustee Mallow made that motion?
Yes, I did.
Second.
Second. Trustee Stalker. Any discussion?
I'd like to remove C and D.
C and D. Any other?
E and F.
E and F. Any other? Hearing no other, we'll take a motion on A, B, G, and H.
Trust-
Motion?
Oh,
Good.
sorry. Trustee Mallow?
Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Phelan?
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke?
Yes.
Okay, C is a request to approve a variation to the parking variation, landscaping, and setback variations for 9500 South 50th Court.
Yeah, and,
We need a motion.
A motion? We need a motion to,
Motion first. If
motion.
we start the discussion, we have to have a motion on it.
Motion to remove.
no, no.
No.
Been removed, now we need to have either a motion to approve, a motion to
Reject.
deny, a
Discussion.
motion to table, then we do discussion. That's how we do it.
Well, I don't know what I want to do yet until I find out what the answers are.
I think then we make a motion to table.
I would say.
I'll move to- I'll
Hold
move
on,
to
what we can do is make a motion to move, right, so we have a motion to approve by trustee Phelan. We need a second. And we can have a
Second.
proceeding motion if we change our mind.
All right, is there a second?
Yeah, second.
All right, so now we can
Trustee
have discussion.
Okay. Trustee Mel?
Yes. Is the petitioner here? Okay. I have great concerns with this setup here. Number one, I appreciate the opportunity to see that the actual building was reduced. I have concerns about the empty vacant property, that it's not gonna be filled. I've passed many Dunkin' Donuts throughout the city, and not our city, but other cities where they just don't get filled. You know, it's an empty vacant spot, and it's gonna remain an empty vacant spot, so that is one of my concerns here. But other than that, I do appreciate you shrinking the building somewhat, to give yourself a chance to get the parking variation, limit the spots. We have to think about the Dunkin' Donuts situation in our town, and we're already dealing with a situation at Starbucks where the stacking of cars is creating problems in our town, on our streets. From what I'm seeing here, the number of cars to stack here to be in the drive-through is going to create a problem on this street, bringing those cars out onto 50th Court, where 50th Court could end up being blocked for residents that are trying to get to the Patriot Station. So I wanted to kind of see what your thoughts were on that, if you had any thoughts on that.
Yes, we've actually looked into that extensively. So this stacking would be our second largest in our network. We currently operate 32 stores. It'd be very similar to the Dunkin' Donuts on 96 Pulaski, which is also ours. We feel that.
Okay, I can stop you right there. The 96 in Pulaski store is a problem right now for Evergreen and us, in regards to the cars being stacked out on the street of Pulaski. Does anybody else have that opinion about that?
Yeah, actually, Paul, it's a, you know, if you're coming north on Pulaski, I mean, in the morning, the street is blocked. There's cars backed all the way back to 99th Street, trying to get into that Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, this would be our second largest, so we feel by increasing our speed, we could get cars through a lot faster, which will alleviate the cars backing onto the street.
I think there's a lot more cars will be coming off 95th Street even than off Pulaski.
Well,
We can't have a situation where 95th Street is backed up.
if actually, because of the road that we turn in, I don't see that happening.
Right, I don't see 95th Street getting blocked. I mean, it would take a tremendous amount of people that want coffee in the morning to make that happen, but we are looking at that actual Patriot Station egress and ingress is the reason that we built this street. We didn't build it for your stacking of cars. We built it for people to get in and out of the Patriot Station so that they were not sent into the town. The concern here is at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, when these locations, or the Patriot Station empties and the Patriot Station fills up. So the concern there is the amount of cars and where the ordering place is, how many cars. And again, I appreciate the point that you're trying to create more parking, but how many people go to Dunkin' Donuts to park and sit and and go inside and sit for long periods of time. You know, the one on 105th and Cicero, they have a system there. They utilize their parking lot as their stacking of cars, and the cars that actually park, the only people that park are the people that don't want to wait in the drive-through line, you know, to go in. I could see that situation happening here. It could be a mess. It could be something that's going to cause issues going forward.
So can I just put in there, Paul? We started this process, back about 4 years ago, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I know back then they were talking about some type of rooftop restaurant and corners, and I can't remember if we wanted that or if you wanted that.
It was suggested by the village.
I think it was, yeah. So we've eliminated all that. So you're left with one retail space. I mean, do you need that retail space?
To make the numbers work, yes. And, going back to what Mr. Powell was asking about, we've already contracted a real estate company to help us lease out that space. So we don't want it to be vacant at all.
But I mean, would it be better off just making your footprint smaller again and using that for parking?
We've continuously made it smaller.
I understand, but now,
Making it even